Hi, welcome to my channel, 369 Tarot. Thank you so much for being here with me. And I'm going to do a reading for you guys tonight. So this reading is going to be a karmic reading. And this is going to be between Divine Feminine and the karmic partner. Okay? So please keep in mind this is a general reading. While it is general, I do have a tendency to get pretty detailed, pretty specific. So just keep that in mind and use your own intuition along with the details to guide you through the messages, okay? Information for private and personal readings are down below each video in the description box below. And if you'd like to help support the channel, you can leave me a like, share, subscribe, and a comment down below as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. Sorry about that. All right, I'm going to start off by pulling the mutual energy here between the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine energy. Or I'm sorry, the karmic partner. So Divine Feminine and the karmic partner. All right. This is a Tarot de la Nuit deck. Spirit, please reveal to me what is the mutual energy for the Divine Feminine and the karmic partner in this reading. What is the mutual energy between Divine Feminine and the karmic partner? Okay. So we got the Ace of Cups here in reverse. All right. So definitely we could say in the mutual energy, there's a Divine Feminine and a karmic partner who is feeling very, very emotional. Maybe even a loss of emotional control. So I'm feeling that there's a Divine Feminine out there who's really sad. Okay, who's really sad, who's searching for healing, who feels like perhaps a situation is out of her control right now. And I do feel like there's a masculine, a karmic masculine with this feminine that has a very hard time controlling their emotions, okay? So I am feeling a loss of emotional control and from this karmic, from the masculine, and there's a Divine Feminine who feels a lot of heartbreak, a lot of sorrow over that, a lot of pain over that lack of emotional control for the masculine. Okay. I definitely also feel there's a conflict here spiritually. So there's a spiritual conflict here. I feel like this feminine's very spiritual, and I feel like this karmic is not at all. In fact, you know, maybe they don't like the light side. Maybe they don't like, you know, the light, the universe, spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, you know. But I'm picking up a masculine that feels angry in regards to the universe, you know, and I do feel like, you know, this masculine does project that anger onto this feminine, because I do feel like for this feminine, her faith is very strong. It's very pure. It's very real. And this karmic masculine's lack of faith, they recognize only through this feminine's faith. He sees this feminine's faith, how strong, how pure it is. And I do feel like this masculine becomes angry, becomes very emotional, because it shows them right in front of their face how faithless they are and how faithless they have become. So there is a lack of emotional control here. So what's causing this lack of emotional control? Let's take a look. Spirit, please reveal to me what is causing this lack of emotional control for this Divine Feminine and this karmic masculine. Okay, we got breadcrumbs. Don't settle for bits and pieces. All right. So I definitely feel like First of all, with breadcrumbs here, this masculine doesn't know how to control his anger or his emotions. It's either all or nothing. I feel like this masculine really like flips out or like freaks out over the smallest little things, you know, is what I'm seeing here. And for this feminine, I definitely feel like you're feeling like love is being held back from you. Real love, true love. You feel like it's being held back. You feel like during your life, you've only gotten to experience tiny little bits and pieces of real love. Okay. So part of that emotion for this feminine realizes they have been accepting breadcrumbs, love breadcrumbs. And I don't think that this masculine is able to give more than that, because their emotions are so overwhelming. All right, Spirit, tell me more about this mutual energy here. Okay, we got memories, nostalgia. Yeah, so I definitely, and look, cycles change, completion in reverse. All right. So there's definitely been a cycle that's been repeated here, and it's due to the lack of control over the emotions is what I'm getting here. All right. I feel like at one time this relationship was really good. I really feel like that, but something has changed and not for the better. And I feel like this feminine is looking through the past, looking through the memories of the relationship with each other, and feeling like it's just a very distant memory, the person that they once were with, the person that they had so much love for. They feel like that person is so distant, that there's been such a complete change in that person, little by little, over the time they've been together. This karmic has changed. Okay? Bit by bit, piece by piece, there was definitely a change. And the person that they once were, the person this feminine fell in love with, is nothing but a distant memory. A distant memory. Okay? So this feminine is looking at this change and seeing how little by little it had occurred. All right? And she's very emotional. I feel like this feminine is a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I'm getting really strong Cancerian energy from this feminine. This feminine is somebody who has a very big heart. Her love overflows. Her love runs deep. And I do feel like this feminine has always wore her heart on her sleeve. A very trusting, beautiful energy. This feminine is a spiritual healer. I definitely feel like that. As a spiritual healer is able to heal people emotionally. And I think that's why energetically this masculine was attracted to this feminine. Because unconsciously they wanted emotional healing. So they were attracted to this feminine unconsciously, right? But they wouldn't allow themselves to accept the healing. They wouldn't allow themselves, is what I'm seeing here. They wouldn't allow that change to occur. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look. I want to see who I'm reading for now. Let's take a look at the masculine energy and the feminine energy in this reading. Okay. So I'm going to start off by pulling the feminine energy here. Let's see who we're reading for. Spirit, please reveal to me, show me this feminine's energy towards this karmic masculine. Show me this feminine's energy towards this karmic masculine. Please reveal to me, Spirit. Oh, we got the Tower in reverse. Hello, Scorpio, very heavy here. Okay, let's get that masculine energy. Spirit, please reveal to me, show me this karmic masculine's energy towards this divine feminine. Okay, we got 8 of Pentacles. Repetition, repeating the same old, never learning your lesson with the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. So we have Capricorn, we have Scorpio, we have Cancer here. Take the signs as they personally resonate with you. The signs aren't that important. But with the Tower here, feminine, I feel like you've come to the conclusion here that this is over. That you're not going to settle for bits and pieces, and you're not going to wait around to watch this karmic completely change and morph into something that you don't want to stick around to see. Because little by little, they have been doing this. And you've been putting off the decision to move forward, to leave this behind, because you are so empathetic, because you are so emotional, because there is love there, or there once was love there. But little by little, it's been depleted. And this masculine has been working on that. I do feel like for the past 8 to 16 years, I'm seeing the date 8/16 as well. Or it could be 8 to 16 months even. But little by little, this masculine has eroded the love, the faith, the emotions that this feminine has had for him. Okay? And this feminine has put off making a decision about this relationship. I can see that there's an ending here. And I think that the behavior this masculine has been exhibiting lately has been shocking to you, feminine. And it's been shockingly destructive. Okay? And you don't want to stand here and wait around and watch any more of it. But yet you're putting off walking away. You're putting off leaving. Perhaps even waiting for some divine intervention to come in and take place. But there is a Tower moment here. Your person did something that shocked you. That shocked you. You started noticing small changes in your person. Again, little by little. It didn't all take place at once. It took a while to get to where they are now. They've been working towards it, but this last behavior you've witnessed or that you've seen was shocking even to you. All right. Spirit, tell me about the Tower. Tell me more about the Tower. Say no. No is a full sentence. Stop explaining. Okay. So I feel like whatever this is happened, and your person's trying to explain themselves. But feminine, I feel like you just don't see a fit explanation for this behavior change and this pattern. They've been really going down a deep, dark spiral. And what was this that came out that was so shocking to you? Spirit, tell me about the Tower. What was this? Limitation and fear. So you were afraid. They made you afraid. They definitely ignited some type of fear within you that's been building for quite some time. But now you're afraid of your person. So now what is there to do? And you feel like there's limitations on walking away. So I think that you've been putting it off. I feel like this person, this karmic, wants an explanation to every single little thing that you want to do or that you choose to do. They want an explanation for it. They want to know why, where, how you're doing it, right? But they put you in fear, okay? And you're afraid of what's to come next. All right, so that's what I'm seeing here. I do feel like there was a blow up. There was a huge altercation. Yeah, a big altercation between the two of you. And your person blew up, and they blew up bigger than you ever could have imagined. They exhibited some very scary behavior. And, you know, it was over something very small is what I'm getting here, and they blew it up into the biggest issue ever. And I do feel like they exploded on you. They lashed out on you. And it was not warranted at all. Okay. And I do feel like even there may have been some point to where they forced some kind of explanation from you to explain your beliefs, to explain those type of things, that they were trying to force an explanation from you through intimidation, through blowing up at you, is what I'm getting here. And I do feel like that energy expanded. I do feel like it's been expanding with this Jupiter energy here. It's been expanding. And now you definitely feel afraid of this person, but you're afraid of what is to come next. You're afraid of who they are becoming. Okay. And you feel like you have limited actions to take. So you haven't taken any actions yet, but you know that you need to. But you feel that you're limited in some way. Okay. So let's keep going. Let's take a look at the masculine. We got the 8 of Pentacles. This person is very absolved in their work. They are a very hard worker. I will say that. Okay, they're a very hard worker, but I do feel like this person really brings stress home with them. Stress from work, stress from everyday life. This person has been very, very focused on something, on a pattern, on some sort of behavior that they've been repeating. They've been very, very focused on it. Okay, so let's see what this is. Again, it's Capricorn energy. Spirit, please reveal to me, tell me more about the 8 of Pentacles. Lesson meant to make you stronger. So, yeah, this person, I do feel like this feminine has given them chance after chance after chance after chance. And they have definitely repeated the same things that they have in the past. They've never learned their lesson. They've never completed the cycle. They've never changed this behavior. In fact, they've gotten worse. And I think that this lash out, this blow up that happened was over the fact, feminine, that you brought it up. You asked them what happened to focusing on making this change, right? What happened to learning your lesson? And that had them lash out at you, because the truth is they never intended on this change. And the truth is, even if they did, they cannot control their emotions enough to actually make it happen. So let's take a look. Spirit, tell me more about this change, this lesson they're meant to learn, this repeating behavior. We got the Sun, strength, empowerment. Okay. So I definitely feel like at this person's work, they feel a loss of control at work. I definitely feel like that. I feel like they're a very hard worker. They're very focused at work. They try very hard at work. But they don't feel empowered. They don't feel strong. And they're working towards that. But it just seems like they never get the recognition that they do deserve for the work that they do. And I feel like this person has always seen themselves as kind of like an underdog. And they don't really like to take responsibility for their actions, because their emotions really blind them to the truth of how they're feeling. So it's very hard for them to learn their lesson, because their emotions are so out of control. So they need to learn how to have strength, emotional strength, how to empower themselves in that way. Okay. I also feel like this person is very careless. They're careless with you. They're careless with the relationship, feminine, and the things that they say to you. Spirit, please reveal to me, show me the thoughts this feminine has towards this karmic masculine. Show me the thoughts this feminine has towards this karmic masculine. Spirit, please reveal to me, show me the emotions this feminine has towards this karmic masculine. Spirit, please reveal to me, show me the actions this feminine would like to take or is going to take towards this karmic masculine. Okay, very interesting. Let's go ahead and see the thoughts of this masculine towards this feminine. Spirit, please reveal to me, what are the thoughts of this karmic masculine towards this feminine? Spirit, please reveal to me, what are the emotions of this karmic masculine towards this divine feminine? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Spirit, please reveal to me the actions this masculine would like to take towards this karmic masculine would like to take towards this feminine. Wow. That's all I got to say. This masculine's a Capricorn. There is no doubt in my mind they are a Capricorn sun. Okay. Okay. So, and the thoughts for this feminine, we got the moon. Darkness, illusions. Feminine, you definitely could be a Scorpio. Or you could definitely be a Cancer, or both, okay? You have a lot of those placements in your chart. You have a lot of water in your chart. I really feel like that. I feel like you're so deeply emotional and spiritual. You have a very strong intuition that is trying to lead you through these illusions. And you know what? There's been lies. There's been illusions. Your person has lied before. And they've been caught before, is what I'm getting here too. You're questioning your person's mental state. You're questioning this masculine's mental state, you know, and their emotional state as well. There's a part of you that feels a little bit unsafe with this person, I have to say. You're feeling more and more unsafe being in this connection. Your fears are growing. The illusions around you are growing. Is what I'm seeing here. And you know that there's been lies. You know that your person is hiding something. You can feel it. You can feel it, especially because of the last blow up you guys had. Now you really feel it. Your intuition is screaming at you. It's telling you that something isn't right here. Your person's hiding something. They're lying. You know, their mental state is very off. There's something off. Okay. Feminine, I think you love the color blue. I'm seeing like baby blue, and I think that that's your favorite color, and I think it brings you a lot of peace. It brings you a lot of tranquility. I'm seeing a really pretty blue dress. I think you might have a really pretty like baby blue dress. That's your favorite. That's your favorite dress. But yeah. All right, Spirit, tell me more about this feminine's thoughts towards this masculine. Apology, forgiveness. So again, this is a repeating pattern. I do feel like you've forgiven your person in the past, okay? I feel like your person may apologize to you, but there just seems something off about it. You know that they're hiding something, and you just feel in your intuition that really they're not sorry. They're not sorry for whatever they're doing. They're not sorry for hiding whatever it is that they're hiding. You could have a Sagittarius moon, feminine, or a Scorpio moon is what I'm getting. And the sync I'm seeing for you, you could be seeing 188 as a special message for you, okay? To stand up and have courage, have faith in yourself. Don't limit yourself. So that's your guides being with you, telling you they're with you, okay? But there was an apology, and feminine, you know it's a lie. You know the apology is a lie, okay? That's what I'm getting here. And it's just changed the way you think about your person. You really saw a side to them that you didn't think was there. But now that you're looking back on it, you can see how it gradually got there. Spirit, tell me more about the thoughts this feminine has towards this masculine. I'm not available. Okay. So you feel like your masculine is not emotionally available to you. You feel like they have a problem with empathy. You feel like they're hiding something, they're not really sorry, and that they're very emotionally unavailable. They're treating you that way. And I feel like when you ask them about things, they have no excuses. They feel like they don't even owe you an excuse or an apology or anything. They lashed out at you. They blew up on you. And then they apologize to you, but you know it's a lie. You could feel it in your gut. And you can feel they're not emotionally available. And your heart's telling you to walk away. That you've evolved out of the situation. That your intuition hasn't evolved out of the situation. That there's something out there that's more spiritual, more satisfying. There's a deeper connection out there, but you have yet to leave because you're not trusting your intuition fully, and you're afraid. You're afraid of leaving. You're afraid that you don't have what you need to be able to take action and do that. You feel like you're being limited. So there's fear. There is fear. And Spirit is saying that that is an illusion. Okay, that is an illusion. There's something much more spiritual, much more deeper out there for you, more cup energy. Feminine, I feel like you're a Scorpio. I really do. Like Scorpio sun, Saggy moon. But yeah, you've been evolving. This relationship was there for you to evolve spiritually as a person, for your intuition to evolve. And it is doing that. But you're not listening to your intuition anymore. It has grown so much is what I'm getting here. Okay. You're not listening to your intuition because you're under an illusion. You feel like you're limited in your actions. Spirit, tell me more about the emotions that this feminine has towards this masculine. Okay, so we have vanity and pride, ego. So your person's ego is out of control, and there's a lot of projection, okay? They're very prideful. They're very vain is what I'm getting here. And again, they don't believe in spirit at all. And in fact, I feel like they try to break your spirit, feminine. They try to break your faith because they know intuitively there's something more satisfying and spiritually deeper out there for you. But they want to break your faith, break your intuition, so that even you don't believe it, so that you're limiting yourself in that by you not believing it. But your soul is longing to free yourself, to separate yourself from the situation. Your soul is longing for it. Okay. But you're not listening. You're not letting yourself move forward. You're trying to avoid the truth in the situation. Maybe you're telling yourself it's your own ego. And that's a danger. I really feel like that is a big danger in the spiritual community. And I'll tell you guys why. Okay. Because when a lot of people come to the spiritual community, a lot of times what brings them there is going through something very devastating. A lot of times it's, people have gone through abuse or abusive situations. And, this is like actually something I personally dealt with. So I'm speaking just from experience, but the whole thing about, however people are treating you is because of something you're doing, which is essentially true, but sometimes it is not true, feminine. Sometimes there really are just dark karmic people around you who really do just want to hurt you. And maybe the universe, and it is true, the universe brings them to you so you can learn courage, so you can learn strength, and so that you can face that fear, right? And so that you learn a karmic lesson. But what I'm seeing here is that you're questioning your ego. You're questioning if it's the right thing to leave, if it's the right thing, if it's selfish, and like I was saying about the spiritual community, a lot of times, like when I was going through my awakening, I wrote a list, and, I was in a very bad relationship, but I wrote a list of everything that I could be doing to cause abuse that was inflicted onto me, which there actually is no excuse for that. And what I was actually doing was enabling that. And, I was kind of stuck in that mindset for a while because of it. And I was actually enabling that by doing that. Okay. And they always say like, oh, you're not hearing the other side, or whoever's telling you, whatever it is, in the spiritual community, saying that it's your own ego blocking you. And, I really did take that into account. And I wrote a list of everything that I should do, to not have ego in my relationship, when really that's what I was lacking, because ego is healthy to a certain point. If you get rid of all the ego, then you're getting rid of yourself. You're getting rid of your experiences, your beliefs. You're getting rid of who you are as a person. It's just not good. You have to have a little bit of ego, because if you don't, you would never stand up for yourself. You would accept abuse. You would accept everything that's thrown at you and somehow justify it in a spiritual means. And that's what needs to stop. We cannot do that. Okay. So that's an avoidance of the truth. That is not wanting to see the truth, and separating yourself from your ego to a point to where it's leaving you at a stalemate. Okay. It is good to have some ego. It is good. All right. It's not good to be like completely egotistical tyrant, but it is good to have a little bit of ego, to protect yourself. And that's what separates you, you know what I mean? And your experiences as a human being, because the ego is tied to our personality. It's who you are. So with everything, there's moderation. So completely cutting that ego off is not a good thing. Okay, is not a good thing. It leaves you very open to manipulation, vulnerability, and it can really get you in a really bad situation, you guys. So just always keep that in mind, Sometimes it's the other person that has the ego problem. Sometimes it's not you. It's not always you. And, there's service to self, service to others, but we always have to care for ourselves. We always have to service ourselves before we service others, if that makes any sense, because we also need self-care. So, feminine, you're needing self-care. All right, you've been too much in a service to others mentality. You're not enough in a service to self mentality. That's what I'm seeing here. And you feel that in your gut. You do. Spirit, tell me the hidden truth behind these emotions. And so many things are reminding you of who you are. So many things in your intuition and everything else, the universe is speaking to you, telling you, don't keep yourself in a stalemate. Okay. And even it's our own ego driving the fact that if we take down our ego, everything would be perfect for us. That's our own ego trying to grip and claw at control. And we can't let that happen either. So it takes a perfect balance. Okay. But so many things are reminding you of this. You're getting so many signs, feminine. Okay. That there has to be limitation. You cannot completely separate yourself off from your ego, your personality, your experiences, your truth from who you are as a person. You cannot. That's who you are. Okay? And again, sometimes it's the other person that has the ego problem. And that's what I'm seeing here. So the actions you want to take, you just want to let go of what you've been holding on to let go of all of it, okay? To let go of this relationship, your intuition is really screaming at you. Spirit, tell me more about the actions this feminine is going to take towards this masculine. Yes, to let go of this relationship, to find true love with Venus here. To know what true love is, okay? To find a more grounded and stable person is what I'm getting here as well. And to find a more grounded and stable relationship. Someone who understands relationship, understands connections. And I feel like since you've been in this connection, you've slowly separated yourself off from all of your relationships that you were holding on to. So it's like you just woke up one day and realized like, wow, I let go of all of my relationships little by little, piece by piece. This is the theme of the reading. This is what has been happening. Little by little, piece by piece, this masculine has been overstepping boundaries. And little by little, piece by piece, feminine, you have been disconnecting from people who truly do care about you. And you told yourself it was good to do that because of ego. And that's not good. That's a separation of ego, which is your personality, your experiences, who you are. It puts you in a stalemate. Okay? So let's get a hidden truth behind these actions. So you want to stop holding on to this relationship. Spirit, tell me more. Tell me the hidden truth behind these actions. You feel that you were way too naive when you got into this. You were way too naive. You felt like you didn't know what you were getting yourself into. And you've been holding on to it. You've been holding on because your love is pure. Because your love is true. But you feel like maybe that was a premature and immature thought to have. Maybe you were just too young to even be in a relationship. Or maybe just too inexperienced to deal with this. Maybe you just didn't want to let go. Maybe it was one of the first relationships you've ever had. But you're realizing now that maybe you two had rushed into this before really getting to know each other. Because you've been slowly seeing that mask slide off from them little by little. And it scares you what you see underneath. So feminine, let's see what spirit wants to tell you about this connection, about your energy. Okay, so we have this card here and it's blue and it's dark. Okay, but they are making their way through the darkness. So feminine, wait. Don't rush into any decisions, okay? You have been prolonging and prolonging and prolonging. You have been resisting, fighting against spirit. You felt like by letting go of your ego and separating yourself off from it, that you were resisting and giving in to spirit. But quite actually, what I'm seeing for you specifically is you've been doing the opposite. You have been resisting against your path because spirit is trying to lead you into this separation, okay? And you're not allowing nature to take its course right now. So spirit is saying, Don't rush into this decision. It's time to take action. Okay. It's time to allow nature to take its course, to stop fighting against it in the name of ego, in the name of love, in the name of spirituality, whatever it is. You're limiting yourself. Okay. You're limiting yourself because that's not really what the situation is. And you know that in your heart. You know that this is a karmic relationship and it's limiting you. Okay? And quite frankly, feminine, I don't think you want to see what's to come next from this person because they've been getting gradually worse and worse. You are afraid of what they will become. All right? And again, it's not you. It's not your ego. It's not your ego that needs worked on in that way. It's this person. All right? So let's get into this energy here. Let's see what they got going on over here. I have to tell you, this is some crazy energy here. And you know, before we go over here, I just want to say, by trying so hard to follow, you know, these ego rules and everything else, to try to deepen your faith, you are actually fighting against your own intuition and pushing your faith away, pushing spirituality away, pushing your own experience away, your own thoughts and all of that for this person, okay? So there's just a new perspective here. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm getting kind of cold. So I'm a little bit, you know, out of breath. So the karmic masculine energy. I have to tell you, one of the things I'm picking up here, one of these blow-ups that happened was because this masculine wanted to be intimate. They did want sex, is what I'm getting here. And this feminine said, no, I don't want to, you know, be intimate right now or whatever it is. Like, you've been giving me breadcrumbs. You haven't been paying attention to me. You've been, you know, stressful. You've been mean. You haven't been controlling yourself emotionally. Maybe there's even been emotional outbursts. And, this masculine felt like that's a problem, that you were limiting them is how they were feeling. And there was a blow up over it. There was a huge blow up. And I think that's where the apology is coming from, because this masculine did apologize, but it doesn't mean that they learned their lesson. We got the devil here. Okay. We got the devil here. This masculine doesn't, he's very careless. He does not think about how his actions, his blow-ups or anything affect anyone else. He doesn't think about the stress that he puts on other people. He really just worries about himself. This masculine's very, very physical, very, very sexual. So I feel like this masculine's very sexual. Sex is like a big thing for them. This masculine thinks about sex a lot. And to be honest, I feel like they have a sexual addiction. I really do. I feel like there's a sexual addiction here. And it's become a burden. It's become a problem, is what I'm getting. Okay. So, yes, and the thoughts, we have lust here. Passion will undo the best of us and lead only to tragedy. It's ever thus for those who care so deeply. Okay. So, of course, this masculine is thinking about sex, okay? There's a lot of desire here for this feminine. This masculine does not like being turned down. I will say that. He does not like being turned down. He feels like if he's turned down for sex, he needs an explanation to why he's being limited, and really just blows up. I'm really getting that he flipped out over this, you guys. Like, And this masculine is very passionate. They're very passionate, which isn't always a good thing. So I feel like they have an overabundance of passion, of anger, and it's so hard for them to control it. And I feel like they look towards sex to get a release from that. But it is very temporary. It is very temporary. And it's a temporary release to where those emotions, you know, builds back up again is what I'm getting here. And it just becomes a very heavy burden. It becomes an uphill battle. And I think that this masculine is tying his emotional instability to sex. He's looking at sex as a cure for this, when really it's masking it and it's just making it worse. It's like putting a Band-Aid over it, but the cut actually like festering under the Band-Aid. Like that's what he's doing. And he believes that sex can cure him. He believes that sex will calm him down when he's angry, is what I'm getting here. So therefore, when he's angry or whatever it is, and he doesn't get that, you know, sex, then he blows up. He feels like there's something being denied from him. Okay, it's a very, very sexual energy. So let's get a card here. Spirit, please reveal to me, tell me more about the thoughts this masculine has towards this feminine. Oh yeah, look at that Mars energy. They could be in Aries. You know what? I feel like they have like a lot of Mars in their chart around Capricorn, is what I'm getting here. They could have Mars in Scorpio as well. But yeah, attraction, Mars, hot. I feel like their body temperature runs really hot too. They could be like sweating all the time. I'm sorry, that's just what I'm picking up. But yeah, they are very, very attracted to you, but they're aggressive. They are very aggressive. And I do feel like, yeah, they do believe that sex almost like pours water on the fire of their aggression, you know? But I do feel like it's a Band-Aid, okay? I really do. But when they feel like sex, they're denied that, they really blow up. They get pissed, okay, with this Mars energy. And, you know, they have a real warrior mentality to where they feel like they need to fight for it. Like they need to fight to get this intimacy. And it's not good. And I do feel like when this happened, this feminine was put in fear. This feminine was like, oh my gosh, I have never seen the side of you. Right? Okay. So let's get a masculine madness card to go along with these thoughts. Spirit, please reveal to me, tell me more about the thoughts this masculine has towards this divine feminine. Yeah, they're a fighter. They're a fighter energy. Definitely. Look, stripping down feminine. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, I have to say, I feel like this person like watches a lot of porn, and they have a lot of belief systems about feminines that is wrong. I will say that it is wrong. Very like patriarchal. This person just believes that women or feminine energies should give intimacy, passion, sex, whatever it is, just whenever they want. And they believe that they can fight to get that they can fight to achieve that. They, you know, their belief systems are wrong. It is wrong, is what I'm seeing here. And feminine, you didn't know this about them. You're just finding this out, or you have just found this out. But that's what it is, okay? For the emotions, we got the devil, okay? And it says, true evil is above all things seductive. When the devil knocks at your door, he doesn't wear cloven hoofs. He is beautiful and offers your heart's desire in whispered airs, like a siren beckoning you to ruinous shores. So this is a masculine that lets sex drive them. I also feel like they could be having a sexual connection with somebody that they work with. There's some kind of sexual connection with someone they work with. And I do feel like they have a problem. This person has a sexual addiction, and it's becoming a very heavy burden on them. And I do feel like, in a way, this is a cry for help. I will say that. This is a cry for help. This is an addiction. Spirit, please reveal to me, tell me more about the devil. Tell me about the devil and the emotions this masculine has for this divine feminine. And I just heard, I'm going to break her will. That's what I heard. I'm going to break their will. So it's almost like being told no to them sexually is like a challenge to them. It seems like a challenge to them. Tell me more about the emotion, Spirit. Yeah, they have too much emotions. They cannot control it. They can't, and it comes out in the worst ways. Devil energy. Their addictions control them. Their addictions control how they feel. All of that. And they have a major sexual addiction. And I really do feel like this person is crying out for help. I really do feel like that. Spirit, tell me more about the emotions they feel towards this divine feminine. And they have an overabundance of Mars energy in their chart, which makes them, first of all, I feel like they're going to be hot. Their body temperature is going to be naturally hot. Their skin will be hot to the touch. They will be, I don't know, I feel like they sweat a lot. They're very aggressive. They speak aggressively. They believe that they are like a leader, like they should always come first. Even in a relationship, they believe as the man, they should come first. And they believe that being told no in a relationship sexually is a challenge to almost like a battle, They believe that they're being restricted from release is what I'm getting here. And they really need a good soul cleanse. Really, they need a good soul cleanse. They need to purify their mind and their soul and cleanse themselves of these feminine beliefs that they have about females that are very, very toxic and not true. Okay. So for the actions, we got the 10 of Wands, okay? So this is a struggle. This is heavy, heavy burdens. Their sexual addiction has become the biggest burden on this relationship. That's really what I'm feeling here. And this is a cry for help. So whoever this is for, know that this is a cry for help from your karmic, okay? And that's why it seems like they're losing their mind. And, they need professional help. I don't think that you would be able to help them. I think that they need professional help. Spirit, tell me more about the actions this masculine would like to take towards this feminine. Trust divine timing. Okay. So they would like to put their trust into this divine feminine, but it's like they want to make this feminine trust them again after what had happened. They want this feminine to trust them again. I feel like they're going to be like, I'm so sorry. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. And all of this stuff. But this disorder, this addiction is really getting the best of them. And this is something they can only sort out for themselves. No one else can do it for them. They can get help and they could help them, but not if they don't choose to do it for themselves. Spirit, please reveal to me, tell me the actions this masculine would like to take towards this feminine. I know I'm running out of time and patience, so we have time and we have time. So what is Spirit trying to tell us about time? Okay, that they know it's time to work on themselves, that it's time to come clean. Let's see. What about this time? Spirit, tell me about this timing. What about this time? What about this time? What is going on with the time? I'm fighting so hard to be a better man. You have no idea how badly I want to taste you thirsty, okay? So, I don't know. I feel like they just are going to fight to be with you intimately, and they're going to say, I'm going to fight for you. Trust me this time is what I'm getting here. I'm going to fight for you. Trust me this time. And they're going to try to swoop you up in passion. And I feel like this person's very passionate, very sexual, and it's very hard not to get caught up in it, because I do feel like, yes, they're very, very sexual and passionate, and it's very easy to get drawn into this person, but they are very impatient. And if they don't get what they want in a certain time frame, that's the blow up. Okay, so feminine, keep that in mind. And don't rush into any decisions with this person. So let's see what Spirit wants to tell whoever's watching about this masculine's energy. What does Spirit want to tell you about it? Oh boy. Okay. All right, so again, we have time. You are trying too hard. Give it time. Feminine, you are trying too hard. You have been trying to fix this person for a long time. And now it's time to take a step back. Now it's time to resist. Or I'm sorry, to stop resisting. It's time to stop resisting. It's time to give in to divine timing. Okay? So just give this person time to work through their things, because you cannot fix it and you cannot take all the blame on yourself. There is spiritual healing and peace on the way to you. And there is a brand new beginning for you. A brand new adventure awaits for you. And Spirit wants you to embrace it and live your dreams passionately. Okay? So take that new beginning. You've been trying too hard to fix the situation when there's a brand new adventure awaiting for you that's going to be very, very beautiful. And you know what, feminine? I also see a brand new relationship, a new relationship, a love relationship. And guess what? A twin flame relationship. We have the cosmic lovers here. All right. So this beautiful relationship wants to come in for you. All right. But first you have to stop resisting. You need to embrace this new beginning that is here for you. It's waiting for you. It's waiting for you just to take those steps. Okay. All right, so I'm going to close out the reading with getting a masculine madness message to the feminine from this masculine. Let's see what this masculine really wants to say to you heart to heart, because they do cover their heart with a lot of things. This masculine does. Let's take a look. What do they want to say? Okay, if this masculine is going to school and they say they're studying somewhere else, they're actually cheating. I can tell you that right now. That's for someone, I don't know who that is for, but they are cheating. If they are saying they're studying and they leave somewhere and they do it a lot, I mean, they're gone for like 8 hours studying, they're cheating. What do they want to say to you? Body, mind, and soul, exploring every inch of you, studying, and I just want to escape. Mind altered. So they use sex as an escape. They have a sex addiction, and they're addicted to you. They're addicted to your sex, and they want to be with you to try to escape how they're feeling inside, because they don't want to deal with the emotions that are there. They don't want to deal with the hurt that they've caused. They don't want to deal with this. So they take it out on others. They blame others. And, you know, they alter their consciousness with addictions and with sex. That's what it is. Okay? And it isn't healthy. Okay? So keep that in mind. But yeah, they're not happy with themselves. They just want to escape. And you are their way of doing that. All right? So follow your heart, feminine. Follow your intuition. It will never steer you wrong. And that's the reading that I have for you guys today. I hope that it could help someone out there find some clarity and insight. And again, thank you so much for being here with me. Information for private and personal readings are down below each video in the description box. And if you'd like to help support the channel, you can leave me a like, share, subscribe, and a comment down below. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.